Greetings everyone, and great here for another Age of Empires 4 replay. Spawn on the top right side as the blue Holy Roman Empire. We have Dudito, Dio, Fantini, Perennis. Spawn on the bottom left side as the pink French. We have Wam01. Going to fast forward a little bit. Of course, got the actually no early structures for the French. Usually we see some sort of structure somebody builds up, but we do now have a house. Very menacingly. Do have also a house here. Oh no, what shall his opponent ever do versus a house? Blue looks like finding some good amount of sheep there. Pink has a good amount of sheep as well. Gathering up their sheeple. Do now have a lumber mill going on down. Of course, the French has or the Holy Roman Empire gains the mercy repairs ability. Over here, the French doesn't have any sort of unique ore effect. I'm sort of curious. Builds, repair itself. Doesn't seem like it costs any resources, so yep. We've also got some fishes being claimed as well. We got a handful of safe fishing locations. Fish has 1,000 food each, so both sides getting some good early food income. Blue's also expanded up north through those fishies. Down south, the southern fishies have not been touched. Looks like Pink has a good number of fishes there. Blue does find one of the exotic doggies. And the mining camp there does get cancelled. Over here, looks like both sides just eyeing to eco up, so I'm just going to fast forward a little bit faster. Got agents on both sides. We got kind of Kin Chapel. Oh, got a Royal Knight being employed out already. Sorry, I've sort of been slowing down. Pink's now eyeing to be aggressive, has a galley ship versus a galley ship. It looks like Pink's going to go straight for these ships. Both sides in a sort of the radius of the repair of the dock. Getting some good hits there. Does take out one of the fishing ships. Very nice. And I gotta be careful when casting, looking at the water. I need to tone down the water effects because for some reason water just tanks my performance in the game. My apologies if there's any frame drops. It's just the water for some other reason. The water doesn't seem all too fancy. It's probably the lighting effect for that distortion effect you can see. Now we do got a Hulk to engage the Hulk. Both of them are spring gold ships. This archer galley has seen a bit of fire there. Looks the villager trying to repair it up has gone down. Hulk is starting to engage the Hulk. They're both getting broadsides. Does take out that ship there. And the Hulk here does go down thanks to a quick demolition raft. And looks like Blue will secure his region here. We got a fire ship trying to go straight for these fishing ships. Nope. I don't know why thinking there's one for those fishing ships. These fishing ships looks like all are idle. So those need to be retasked. Blue's getting some good amount of fish here. Deport of fish almost gone there. And it looks like Pink will lose the stock here. And let's go ahead and just stop looking at it because it's going to tank my frame rate a little bit more. I need to relook at the graphics settings. This game, I don't want to get a new graphics card. I like my 1080 Ti, but at the current rate, it may be a little bit outdated for newer 4K games. And trying to record it and stream it at the same time takes a lot of demand. Also being employed on out by Blue, as well as I realized something I forgot to bring up the Rumble chat log as well, so I had to alt tab bring that up. We do have a handful of Royal Knights advancing forward, more than just a handful at this point. And now we also got the health regen activated on one of the Royal Knights, and we do also have an outpost here as well. This one's being upgraded with the arrow slits. Blue still claim these fishes as well. Pink's now claiming the southern fishies. And the Royal Knights are making their advance. Can potentially find some good engagements. There's a large number of outposts put out by the Holy Roman Empire. The output aerospace upgrade is relatively cheap at 37 stone. And it looks like these Royal Knights are seeing a bit more fire there, but none of them have gone down, so perhaps we're going to stay back and get some health regen. A scout, however, does not have health regen. Oh, no, it does have health regen. My apologies. These guys are getting healed up. And now we do have the H3 being put out by the Holy Roman Empire. He's gone for the Zerknik Cathedral, so it's gone for 2 religious landmarks here. This one, of course, has the Mass Inspire, which prelates, inspire all villagers to increasing their gathering speed by 40%, which would probably be only the most useful versus future farms. He did put in the radius of the gold, which is very good, but he will need to eventually get farms around it as well. Do not have a prelate now deployed on the field. And we also got a Royal Knight camping the relic. The Knight and Royal Knight have been taking out. The Royal Knight has less health. And overall, looks like he just has a lower tier upgrade at the moment. Royal Knights are advancing forward. A large number of Royal Knights have been deployed now. Knights advance forward. Trying to go for a mass conversion there. Ooh. Personally, whenever I see that, I'm like, oh, just run away. It was very safe to kill with a kill there, but even then, I would probably just panic and try just to run away. And now we've got the Palace of Swabia being pulled on now. He's going straight for Imperial Age. His opponent's still on tier 2. Do not have a landmark being pulled out. The Royal Institute Technology landmark. Ink's also going for a handful of palisade walls in this region. Palace of Swabia, economic landmark. Royal Knights are starting to advance forward, or dance around. Now got the Imperial Age before the Feudal Age for blue. Does load up his infantry units inside the outpost. Got also more outposts firing over here, so it's getting interlocking fields of fire. Does have the emergency repair ability being activated, and that emergency repair ability, oh boy, does that repair quickly. And it's still active right now, and so that building's basically invulnerable. I think a little bit too powerful, honestly. Repairs building at 150 health every second. That's absurd. Sure, if it was like, oh, scale's better if there's units inside of it, but still, that's just absurd. Because all those Royal Knights could not take it out. They may have been even better than Royal Knights at the time. Let's get some good elf strikes there onto those villagers. And now we do have a handful of knights trying to respond to the Royal Knights, the veteran Royal Knights. Veteran Royal Knights are backing on off. They did not drop. Oh, look, there's a drop of the Royal Knight there. But I think a number of villagers went down as well. I gotta stop looking at those fish. In between these games, I need to look up a setting to reduce water graphics to minimum. Royal Knights on the regroup. And now do have an attack here. Let's get a great alpha strike on those villagers. I think 3 villagers may have went down. I don't see any corpses at. Those villagers must be wounded. Oh, there's a cannon now. I suppose this is one of the few factions that could make use of heavy emplacements. He has now a cannon. This is a cannon tower, or I could play my choose a bombard tower. Now going for the head fortified outpost there, is getting an additional 1,000 health, so he can get emergency repairs. Let's see, 20 seconds, 150 health, so that is up to 1,500 health from emergency repairs. No, 3,000. I've got to times it by 2 or 20. There's up to 3,000 health for emergency repairs on a structure that has less than 2,000 health. That's absurd. Emergency repairs are maybe a little bit broken. Well, granted, it has to be near his, no, not necessarily near his town center. It has the extended aura effect from sharing auras. Fast forward a little bit more, we do have a good number of knights here with long spearmen. We do also have hand cannoneers. Hand cannoneers only just does damage, right? Yep, they just do 35 damage. That's their ability. Shoot and do damage. No fancy multipliers, just big holes. We've got a good number of spearmen here. You may want to focus on more anti-cav because he knows his opponent's just going mass royal knights. And only royal knights. So you may want to just change up to a bit more counter units, though Cannoneers, of course, like I said, just does make holes. Cannoneers getting some damage there, spearmen pushing way forward. Knights do not do any bonus damage versus cavalry. Just have their alpha strike there. You have a monk here trying to go for a relic. I probably would have pushed for the monk right here and try to go for a conversion. You have a large number of monks from blue trying to get some good health regen on these forces. Very nice. And Cannoneers getting overran by the royal knights. You have these more reinforcing spearmen. It looks like a lot of the large number of the royal knights do go down thanks to those spearmen. These royal knights are still pushing forward, getting some great damage there on the hand cannoneers. They're receiving a large number of holes in their chest. Now these villagers are going to be hunted down by blue's various forces. And he's getting some good damage onto those villagers now. Do you have another relic there? This time it was stopped for a plane. Minor victory, honestly. And Cannoneers some more spearmen advancing forward. Those spearmen are down to like one hit away from death. And Cannoneers does get a volley there. These hand cannoneers probably should not advance forward. They're expensive, so you may want to keep them alive, and he doesn't have enough escort for them. More hand cannoneers being rallied forward. Does get a volley there. Got the alpha strike from the royal knights, gains some good damage. Spearmen trying to sway them from going any farther forward, and looks like the hand cannoneers will manage to get out there, getting a good volley on some of these knights. Knights are now falling back. Blue does have a slight village advantage by 3, but both players has a handful of villagers not doing anything at the moment. Does gun down those villagers. And now the lumber camp is slowly being whittled away. Knights are advancing forward, maybe trying to find a flank. There is a bit of opening there, but it does have a single galley to... it's on a patrol move. A very rare stance. Oh yeah, these are Pink's palisades, not Blue's. So he's able to find an opening that he created and also make his way forward. Not to mention, it's giving time for these royal knights to get some much needed health regen. You have an outpost here. This is not upgraded even with arrow slits. These villagers will have to run away from these knights. Cannoneers are still trying to take out that lumber mill. They really hate giant hamster wheels. And large number of these villagers are going down, but now Blue is behind by 5 villagers. We do have another outpost from Florida now. You can also deploy out relays from his town center as well. Okay, some good damage there. We've got these royal knights advancing forward, trying to deal with these lumber camps. Use emergency repair on the lumber camp. Bombard tower does find some shots there. Royal knights are still quite wounded, and a large number of Blue's villagers are going down. Blue hasn't really properly responded to that. He's still trying to fire these structures with the hand cannoneers. These structures have 50 pierce armor, so even the hand cannoneers, big holes they cause, only put holes in the wood, and there's nothing much behind that wood. I mean, wood has holes in it all the time, mostly from nails and screws. Knights are now falling on back. away from the spearmen. They're all quite wounded, so he needs to just back off, looking to get some much-needed health regen, then put them back on in. These good hits there. This outpost is not currently loaded up with anything, nor is it upgraded. And he is not in the shrubbery right here, so just get spotted there by the spearmen. They get a nice spear brace there, gain some good extra damage versus those knights. Some of those royal knights are going down, they're also wounded, but the spearmen are also quite wounded as well. And Kenny is trying to respond to those royal knights now. Royal knights trying to pursue those spearmen, or what remains of them. And it looks like now we've got more of these villagers going down, getting sliced up by those royal knights. And now we do have this outpost going on down. He does not have access to emergency repairs here because he's not near the town center. I hear a big wave of forces pushing way forward. Who's now going for a forward keep. He now has transitioned to a large number of crossbowmen, or should I say arbaletiers. They can also left click deploy and get additional 5 range armor, will be very useful in resisting that keep fire. But the hand cannoneers, they have right now 42 damage. Sure, 5 armor would be nice, but maybe, and it won't actually allow those arbaletiers to withstand additional shot from those hand cannoneers. So they actually need to use that. If they want to stand and fight them, they need to deploy their passive in order to withstand an extra bullet from those hand cannoneers, and that does make a difference. More of these villagers being hunted down by the royal knights, overrunning them quite easily. Bombard tower still trying to get some shots there. Hand cannoneers fire, takes out some of the knights. Those of these royal knights may go down for another volley. Look, there's still a couple remaining. And trying to hit that outpost once again. Those keep has been deployed on now. Of course, he has also access to the reinforced defenses, as well as the slate and stone construction. Let's see, increases the health of walls, towers, and gates by 40%. That's okay. He hasn't deployed out any of that, so it's not really important at the moment. He's not going for his own defensive keep. Hand cannoneers may try to gun down the villagers. It looks like he will gun down the villagers in time. All those villagers are now gunned down, and now the keep's under severe fire and doesn't get its armor benefits or receives extra damage while it's incomplete. So his keep will go down. That's an expensive loss. The keep does go down now. Arbaletiers receive some fire. And his monastery with 3 relics receives fire. There's also another monastery over here, right? With some relics. Or maybe that's the same one. Monasteries now receive some fire. And Blue's going for another keep. Or no, that's the town center right there. Ah, he's going for the emergency repair ability. Or emergency repair ability. That should be absurd. Have the keep immediately heal up basically 3,000 health. Not as immediate, but still a pretty good distance. You have to hit it hard with a lot of siege weapons for overcoming the emergency repairs. Now you also have a tower being put out, going for the bombard cannon. Speaking of which, we got a bombard cannon now deployed out on the field. And there's also some of these ones claiming the relics. Force. We've got a bombard cannon now put up by Pete, 2 bombard cannons. Does have a good number of arbaletiers. They need to fast push forward and get their passives up if he wants to fight these hand cannoneers. Hand cannoneers do take out one of the bombards. These bombards are very expensive indeed. They are, of course, it's 300, 600. They're, of course, a French variant, the Royal Cannon. Elite force pushing forward to try to go over a cheap melee unit and engage these hand cannoneers. Let's get some good damage there. Now's a good time perhaps to pull out those passives. Spears pushing way forward. Now the arbaletiers being ripped apart. Bombards are pushing their way forward. Let's see, actually they do have yeah, one pierce armor that's not enough to withstand an extra shot from the arrow by the hand cannoneers. So you will need to get out some passives in order to save it more. Townsend does go down there. Horseman push way forward. Cannons are being pulled out to siege down these structures. Does use emergency repair onto that what's it called, that tower. Lose bombard, cannons advancing forward. However, Pink's horseman is charging forward to gain some big damage around the hand cannoneer. Spearman and charge on forward does get ripped apart by those Arbaletiers. Since no more emergency repairs for the keep, it will quickly go down. Lucas may want to fall back there. He does use a forward market and gets some sort of resource change. A soul, gold, and stone, but sure it was buy or sell. Arbaletiers making their way forward. We got a bombard tower deployed on out. However, we've got two royal cannons push way forward, and a royal culver. Royal culverins, of course, have extra damage versus siege, 130 versus siege, and royal cannons do, of course, have extra damage versus building, 650 versus buildings. There goes that market. I sort of like how the culverins are the same units that they use in Age of Empires 3 to take on other siege units. You go and always rename the royal cannons to falconets, just to mimic Age of Empires 3. I'm not sure if falconet was actually a French term or what. Cannons are getting some good hits there onto the outpost now. It does utilize emergency repair ability, it does go down. Emergency repair ability is now on cooldown. These cannons are exactly what needs to overcome the emergency repair ability. Just hit it really, really hard and really fast. Or fast enough, I should say. Spearman trying to charge forward, these crossbowmen or Arbaletiers, and can use support the Spearman as well. We have some Mangonels. Mangonels, of course, very effective versus any large group of infantry. And Canadians do find a good ball on the Royal Knight. Horsemen are coming in its rear, and they all get gunned down. All the spearmen have been destroyed as well. And looks like this outpost will get burned down. Just keep on the fire. Lots of damage there on the keep now. House does go down, and the keep will go down as well. There's got a massive wave of siege and our crossbowman for Pink. And now he's going for the sacred sites. He may be able to grab this one. There's a sacred site at each corner. There's definitely a transport ship there, but nothing loaded in the back of it, or in it. I spot the stone mine right there, and now these elite horsemen are going to try to finish off these villagers. The stone mine is almost cleaned up as well, so you almost got 1,000 stone from it. He's starting to reinforce, regroup. He now has a massive wave of horsemen. They are light cavalry, not heavy cavalry, and the Arbaletiers do extra damage versus heavy armor, so the horsemen are a better option versus the crossbowmen, say they're any sort of heavy cav. Able to get out knights. Oh. Bombards making their way forward, finds a siege workshop. Now got a massive wave of horsemen advance forward. They also do extra damage versus these siege weapons, and the horseman does extra damage versus range as well, so the horseman exactly when he needs to counter his opponent. It is allowed any sort of spearman to protect his Arbaletiers. Now hand cannon is getting some good damage, but it does see some fire from the Mangonels. Mangonel does find a decent hit there, and Pink's army will get overrun by these horsemen. Great counterplay by Blue. Backed off, regroup, and counter his opponent. He take out a lot of those expensive siege weapons. Oh, looks like the supposedly horseman does find a engagement to gauge the culvert and they found a bombard there. Pink's army will get cleaned up, however. They took up the siege, which does give Pink a bit of time to regroup, reinforce. This monster will go down, has a couple relics inside of it. Those pushing way forward will find the College of Artillery. These are kind of research in the moment. Barrel Cannon, Rocket Beam, Royal Cobra. It's good damage there. Cannoneers are so far fighting uncontested. He'll try and push his way forward. Perhaps get some guys inside the castle, increase his arrow count. And looks like Pink's going to encounter his opponent's cavalry, his own cavalry, so they're going to be fighting relatively equal footing. Looks like they both have all their upgrades. Barring looks like a melee armor. Yeah, Pink's units does not have melee armor. It is missing some range armor as well, so Blue's cavalry is much more upgraded. Blue's getting some good hits there with his hand cannoneers, just able to constantly fire. It's not good for Pink, but now he's got some mangonels to go out of the field. They're trying to hit the hand cannoneers. That's when they just need to start firing against the royal knight or the horseman. Gets a decent volley there on the hand cannoneers, but looks like these mangonels are starting to get going down. One does go down there, now the other one's getting focused down. Handful of knights are charging forward, or horsemen trying to gaze these counterweight trebuchets. They do not get any of them. It does get one severely wounded, and also the keep will be going down to these counterweight trebuchets. More knights advance, or horsemen advance forward, trying to deal with these arbaletiers. Horsemen charging forward, let's take out the monk there as well. Blue's only down to his cannoneers, picking out these horsemen. Both sides are having to go out a whole lot of new gold units. Gold looks like the map looks like almost completely mined out of gold, so the relics that are left over are all very important. The French has currently 140 gold per minute, so maybe he is mining gold mine. The blue that only has a little less than 500, not a whole lot of gold. So Pink is able to sustain a lot of gold expenditures in the near future. Blue cannot. There's a gold mine there. That's where Pink's gold is. So Pink actually has a gold mine remaining, but pulling not a whole lot. He's spending his gold as fast as he can. It's about to get to a big crash fight. The horsemen, arbaletiers still firing away. These horsemen trying to find a link down arbaletiers, trying to overrun these mangonels as well. More and more horsemen are turning forward. Hand cannoneers do find a good volley there. It's now going for a second sacred site. It'd be harder to go for the other two since he has to fight a bunch of ships, mostly fishing ships. He's advancing forward with his various forces. We'll find some shots there on the counterweight trebuchet, and the royal cannon does get some good damage as well. Blue's backing off. Pink's advancing forward. We'll find some of these villagers as well. Blue's now down to 105 villagers. Pink does have 117, which is good. Some of these outposts are being cleaned on up. Pink is getting some good damage on some various infrastructure. Knights, horseman does overrun the cannon there, taking it out. Now it looks like Pink's various horsemen will go on down. Arbaletiers finding some good shots on these forces. And Maganel does find a decent splash there on the horsemen as well. And Cannoneers are starting to fire away against these Our volunteers, which are out there at 95 health, so should be able to stand an extra shot from the cannoneers. He does find a good volley there on the cannoneers. Cannon does go down to the horseman. And Pink should be able to win out this fight, but it's not going to be a clean fight. Both sides just putting more and more corpses into the pile. Pink going to back on off, but likely Pink, if it just gets some more amount of reinforcement like it just did, should be able to overrun these forces no problem. Looks like Blue's just deploying out more and more horsemen, not deploying out more cannoneers, but he's getting some spearmen. Trying to get some of these villagers, trying to take out some of these outposts. Arboteers getting overran by these knights. It's not what Pink wants to see. And those arboteers are, of course, very expensive since they cost gold. So got an counterattack there by some horsemen. Sounds like a handful of cannoneers will go down. The strap is dropping the ground, so perhaps it could be claimed. Maybe picked up in both conversion. Instructed forces once again, arboteers as well. The cannoneers firing some good shots at those various horsemen. Both sides are streaming in forces into the grinder at this moment in time. Blue's rally point right there. Pink's rally point is looks like a bit around here. Overall, looks like Blue's going to pull out ahead in the melee wars, and now their horsemen start hitting these arboteers. But now all of Blue's forward horsemen does go down. Those cannoneers are severely wounded, so they cannot sustain any prolonged combat. Pink's arboteers, however, has plenty of health at the moment. Let's see, they do have 5-tower range. These hand cannoneers do have 4-tower range. The arboteers do outrange hand cannoneers, so arboteers can just fire away without any possibly repercussions against from the hand cannoneers. Assuming the hand cannoneers don't walk in range support of the horsemen. We got a monk there, he needs of course to get that relic income. So now the monster is under fire. We now have a battering ram here. Maybe eyeing for a conversion. He's pushing forward to that monk, not towards his monastery that's under fire. Nope, looks like it's falling back now, maybe in a miss rally. We got a couple outposts on the front line that are drawing fire. He does have a superior number of military, but do have a big wave coming up by Blue. Pink has now deployed out a pair of battering rams, and now we've got some outposts deployed up by Pink as well. This monk has possibly a relic, now going for the other one. It's still a possibility he'd go for a mass conversion. If he plays it just right, he maybe will get a good number of horsemen. It may be worth it. Right now, it's so far a big stalemate. A power play like that could be very, very potent. Getting some good damage there. We do have the arboteers getting some good damage on him. Blue's knights are getting overran. Blue's cannoneers are still quite wounded, but alive. Looks like Blue's force managed to clean up this flank here, and we've got the battering rams now charging on forward. And they have 50-piece armor. Cannoneers cannot really be used to engage them. The horsemen have to. But it looks like Blue's running low horsemen. Arboteers advancing forward. So we taking out a mill there for what she's trying to collect some berry bushes. Blue's getting some more reinforcements. So far it's a bit of a tug-of-war situation. If you push too far into one side, you get more and more reinforcements and you'll get outnumbered. Then when you get pushed back, then you have your own reinforcements. Looks like Blue's going for a holy site on the right side of the map. Now the Northern's just on the plane. He's charging forward, trying to overrun these hand cannoneers. They may be able to overrun these hand cannoneers now. Both sides still have a small amount of gold income. Or, I don't think they have any gold income. It says 359 a minute, but their gold is not really coming up as well. So that may actually be bugged. Horsemen being grind apart. We have some cannoneers finding good defensive point there, but we've got these horsemen flanking down, trying to hit these spearmen. He's getting some emergency spearmen to protect his forces. Cannoneers are being whittled down to minimal forces. Arbalists are getting whittled down as well. And now we do have these battering rams battering down some blacksmith. And looks like Blue decides to back out of the game. It's Great saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.